of a trial of two men accused of spying for China. It's riled the White House now, according to the Sunday Times, and it has puzzled a lot of people here. The government's first explanation was that this case was nothing to do with ministers. Then there was a different explanation from the Prime Minister this week, who said, it was because of what the former government did. What's your explanation today for why that case collapsed?
So we are deeply disappointed that the case hasn't proceeded. These date back to events in 2023. So this did take place under the previous government. Obviously, the Crown Prosecution Service are best placed to explain why they were not able to bring forward a prosecution. But what I can be absolutely clear about is that ministers and others, including the National Security Advisor, had no role to play in either the substance of the case or the evidence in question. And evidential questions are matters for the Crown Prosecution Service.
Well, the Crown Prosecution Service boss took the extraordinary step of saying in the public domain that he didn't have the evidence because the government refused to give it to him, even though people like the boss of MI5 have been saying 4 years again in public that China is a threat.
So we are clear that China presents threats, challenges and also opportunities. We have to be clear-eyed about that. But what will always come first is our national security as a nation. Yes, there are trading opportunities that come in terms of our work with China, a major economy, but what will always matter most is the national security of this country.
And the National Security Advisor, Jonathan Powell, there's been a lot of fingers being pointed at him. Can you say with confidence today that he was not involved in any discussions about the evidence being presented in this case?
What I can say today, to be absolutely clear, is that he was not involved in the substance of the case, in discussions around that, or the evidence connected to the case. I can give you that reassurance. He did not have those conversations around the substance or the evidence of the case. These are matters for the relevant authorities, the Crown Prosecution Service, and they date back to 2023. And I'm not making a partisan point when I say this, but there was a different government in office then, and a different legal framework. The law has since changed. We now have the National Security Act.